So you're trying to learn bass. This will be easy, you say to yourself. There are millions of free lessons on YouTube. But where do you start? What order do you watch things in? Then you remember some dude on Reddit told you about a great course with really easy to follow lessons, but money's tight and a private teacher costs even more. What do? Fear not, I've helped tons of bassists get from beginner to badass, and now I'm gonna screw myself out of a job and tell you the 55 steps of what to learn on bass in what order if paid lessons aren't an option right now, so you too can progress through these 5 levels of bass playing. From level 1, super noob just starting out, to level 5, which takes you even beyond where my beginner to badass course goes. But it all starts with level 1, actually level 0, the slightly boring but essential level where you get ready to actually play. Because there's one thing you need to do to maximize your bass progress. One thing that will make the difference between becoming badass and never getting anywhere. Something that most humans on Earth have never done before. Step 1, you have to buy a bass. It can be challenging to pick the right one, so I made you a free mega PDF in the description with resources to help you choose, plus links and exercises for every single other step in this video. But honestly, you can just pick a bass that makes you feel good and has a pretty paint job. But to get that bass sounding good, you need step 2, learn how to tune. If your strings aren't tuned correctly, nothing you play will sound right, and your ears will bleed. Step 3, you need to learn how to plug into your amp and attach a strap, which you could probably train a monkey to do, though this hasn't been scientifically tested. And whether you have a monkey on hand or not, you're now ready for level 1, where you should get a technique foundation to avoid bad habits and build confidence by learning some really easy bass lines. This early confidence building is crucial because even when you know what to learn in what order, all bassists and learners of things must do battle against a powerful internal enemy. An enemy that urges you to give up, forget about it, think you're not good enough. An enemy that Steven Pressfield described as internal and invisible and shall therefore be represented only by a sound effect in this video, the resistance. Unfortunately, a lot of music teachers blow this and make you grind hours of theory and scales before you get any musical satisfaction. You might get discouraged, think you're not cut out to play music, but you just have a shit music teacher. Probably someone short with a weak jawline who doesn't even have a YouTube channel you should subscribe to. I'll give you some song suggestions in a minute, but first, the basics you need to learn. Step 5, the names of your open strings. It's E, A, D, G. Ta-da! Step 6, learn how to pluck by alternating your index and middle fingers, pulling across, not up, with the thumb anchored. Step 7, learn how to fret using all 4 fingers, pressing near the end of the fret with the thumb relaxed. Step 8, learn how to play basic rhythms like whole note, half note, quarter notes, and eighth notes also. And step 9, learn how to read tab, which is this magical jumble of numbers that turns this into this. Okay, or something actually impressive, like this. You could technically learn all of these things in like an hour, but it'll take weeks or months to actually learn good technique and rhythm. And as you may have noticed, I'm not gonna teach you everything in detail here because this would be like a 30-hour video, and that's way past my bedtime. But resources for literally every step are ready for you in the free PDF in the description. And remember, we're working our way towards level 5, so if you think you're too advanced for this video, but you can't do all the stuff in the final level, you'll have to see me after class. So stop looking at the sidebar and pay attention. To complete level 1, you need to practice steps 4 through 9 by actually playing some songs. Stick to bite-sized riffs from delicious but doable ditties that don't disorient you. Try easy riffs like Psycho Killer, Walk on the Wild Side, Runnin' with the Devil. And while nailing these simple riffs might seem trifling or like a distraction from the hard work in the shed, having fun now is actually the most powerful way to keep yourself learning long-term, be ready to handle the challenges of the later levels, and defeat the resistance. Because as you try to learn more active bass lines and play along with full songs, you'll notice you're not equipped to deal with common challenges like strings ringing uncontrollably, plucking the wrong string, losing the beat, and that's what you'll learn in level 2. There's a lot to do here, so strap in. Step 10, tackle ringing strings by learning basic muting technique. Step 11, get better at actually plucking the string you're aiming for by practicing string crossing. Step 12, learn how to fret more efficiently with the finger roll technique. Moving on to some rhythm bits, step 13 is to learn about how the drum kit works. And step 14, start focusing on listening to the drums while you play along with music so you don't lose the beat. Step 15 is to spend a shitload of time with the rhythms you learned in level 1. If you jump to the more complex rhythms in later levels too soon, your rhythm will be sloppy and, yeah, Bad. So take the time here to master the many combos and variations of the basics. Plus step 16, learn the chugging rhythm that's used a ton by bassists in many different styles. In the theory department, step 17 is to learn about the 12-note system, how we name the notes of the musical alphabet, and how it applies to the bass fretboard. Step 18, understand the basics of musical intervals, how we name the distances between notes. And step 19, understand time signatures, how many beats go in a bar, how we describe all that stuff so you can communicate with other musicians. This mostly just means counting to 4 over and over, so don't panic. Step 20, learn how to read sheet music. Getting good at this is optional, but specifically how to read rhythm notation is important for everybody. Because you learn how to read tabs back in level 1, but they only tell you what notes to play and not when to play them. To complete level 2, you need to practice steps 10 through 20 by learning even more songs. And the biggest risk at this point is trying to learn songs that are too hard. You need lots of proof for yourself that you're able to learn and make progress as ammunition when fighting the resistance. So some tasty riffs you could learn at this level are 21 Guns, Child in Time, With or Without You. And the most important thing at this stage is to notice your progress. What the hell? Let's make it a step. Step 21, notice your progress. I'd say about 100% of students miss this without being prompted, and even bass teachers are not immune. Because you get so focused on what you're gonna learn next that you forget about how far you've come. But noticing your progress is your best defense against the force of the resistance. But there are still plenty of songs at this point that'll easily crush your spirit, so you need to become more skilled and start understanding how music actually works, which means nailing level 3. Because yes, there are freak geniuses out there who can just magically play music with no theory, using the power of the mind. But if you're the kind of nerd who's watching this video, I guarantee that theory will help you learn songs faster, build better bass lines, and communicate better with your music buddies. So step 22, memorize more note names on the neck. Step 23, learn basic scales, particularly the major scale, and step 24, the minor scale. Plus step 25, actually make music using those scales. Step 26, learn what a key and a key signature is. Step 27, learn what chords and arpeggios actually are and how they relate to scales. Step 28, learn what triads are and how to play them on bass. And lastly, on the mega theory list for level 3, step 29, learn about diatonic chord progressions and Nashville numbers. This is easily the biggest point of failure if you're self-teaching. I've seen so many people get confused. It's really easy to misunderstand this material without a teacher to guide and support you. Which is why step 30 is to listen to me plug my Beginner to Badass course. Because can you self-teach using all the stuff in this video? Hell yeah, but you run a risk of getting stuck and frustrated when you hit up against challenges like diatonic chord progressions of doom. Beginner to Badass supports you every step of the way, gradually progresses with just the right difficulty, and you actually get to play music while you're learning all this theory crap. But yeah, those diatonic progressions can be a bit of a slog initially, but when the light bulb goes off, you get huge payoffs, like step 31, being able to understand a common song form like the 12-bar blues. If you want to play blues, you should spend a ton of time on this, plus something coming up in level 4. All right, you're done with theory for this level, but it's time to upgrade your rhythm with step 32, practicing syncopation, emphasizing notes that are off the beat to make music more exciting. Plus, to build your skills enough to play more advanced bass lines, you should practice step 33, fretting efficiently. And step 34, plucking faster, which is where you pluck, but you do it, faster. To complete level 3, you'll probably need at least a couple months to develop your technique and wrap your head around steps 22 to 34, which will prepare you for the advanced stuff coming in level 5. Some good songs at this level that will test your syncopation and technical skills: Dreams, Feel Good Inc., Don't Stop Believin'. You've won the early battles with the resistance by getting this far without giving up, but adding more challenge means that voice might get louder, telling you, you can't do it, you're not cut out for this, maybe you should just switch to guitar. But now you have the foundation of successes to fight off that voice. Because once you've nailed level 3, you're having fun playing alone at home, and you start feeling that itch to actually make music with other people. But to jam confidently at a basic level and not get tripped up, you'll need the juicy stuff in level 4. Because to be a solid jammer, you need to be able to come up with interesting bass lines, plus feel confident that you could play most songs people would throw at you in real life. That's obviously not what I meant. There's still plenty to learn about rhythm. So step 35 is to learn common time signatures that aren't 4/4, including 3/4, 6/8, and 12/8. Step 36, learn how to play and count triplets. Step 37, learn to play a shuffle using swing eighth notes. If you want to play blues, this is the other thing you should practice a ton. Step 38, test your groove with the ultimate groove workout, which I learned from Victor Wooten, where you play along with the drum beat and gradually replace it with silence so you keep time on your own. If you don't practice something like this, you'll never be sure if you can actually keep time without a metronome. Huge deal. You also need to get a handle on how to create tasty bass lines while jamming. So step 39, understand the absolute basics of playing roots, fifths, and octaves. Step 40, learn to make your bass lines more flavorful using walk ups and downs. Step 41, learn to use utility scales like the major pentatonic, minor pentatonic, and the blues scale. Complete level 4, get a handle on steps 35 to 41 by learning a ton more songs. There's a huge list of them that'll test the right skills in the PDF. It's also high time to actually jam with others and acknowledge yourself as a real bassist. Level 4 is how far my beginner to badass course takes you, and thousands of people have found this to be enough knowledge to play casual gigs, perform in the band at church, and finally convince their spouses that all this gear wasn't a complete waste of money. But there's still lots to learn, because it's totally possible for you to be able to play any bass line with some practice, but not without the advanced knowledge in level 5. So get ready for a huge laundry list. Because seriously, in step 42, you need to memorize every note on the fretboard, like all the notes. I usually use graphics like this as a joke in my beginner videos, but at level 5, this should actually make sense to you, and you should have a map just like this inside your brain. Step 43, move beyond 8th notes and start learning about basic 16th notes, where the beat gets divided into 4 parts. Step 44, eventually learn to nail even syncopated 16th notes. These are used in all kinds of music, from rock to pop to metal, but especially if you want to play funk, these are totally essential because it turns something flat and just wrong like this into this. Step 45, you need to nail muting and note length at an advanced level. Especially if you want to record on other people's songs, you need your bass to be dead quiet, give super clean notes, and start and end them at the right time. Noobs think this is easy, but this is 90% of what pros focus on in a recording session. Step 46, understand 7th chords, which have a more complex, rich sound than triads, and basically every style of music uses them to some degree. And if you want to play jazz, this is the absolute rock bottom foundation of the harmony. Step 47 is optional depending on how hard you want to nerd in life, but you may want to learn the modes. This can be just a huge data dump of like obtuse Greek names like Dorian, Phrygian, Baklava, but the upside is it'll help you understand how chords are built and why they work how they work. Step 48, you need to learn solid chart reading skills so you're confident you can handle any gig that comes your way. Beyond sheet music and tab, there are some informal notations that people often use to scribble out songs. You should be able to read basic scribbles like this, where the lines mark a bar of 4 beats, or whatever your time signature, and the names of the chords are written out for you to improvise a bass line to. And have a handle on a chord and lyrics chart like this, although this is not a complete form of notation because it doesn't really tell you when things happen, so you need to know the song a bit already. Step 49, let's talk about the pick. If you're a fingers-focused player, now might be a good time to start getting competent with a pick. If you want to play rock or punk, you might want to do this back at level 2 or 3, but I always recommend students get solid on fingerstyle first, because it's easier to learn early than later, and learning both simultaneously is a mess waiting to happen. Step 50. Let's talk about slap. Basically, slap isn't really on this list. It's super fun, I love it, but it's not like used on 99% of gigs, so it's not a vital part of being a solid bassist. But it is really fun. But there are some more complex technical maneuvers that the average bassist needs to get a handle on, like step 51, ghost notes, where you pluck a muted string to get a thump sound that adds a little bit of texture to your lines. I might turn this into this. And step 52, getting comfortable with hammer-ons and pull-offs, which give you more ways to articulate your notes. Plus, you can do this. And who doesn't want to do this? Step 53, develop more scale fluency on the bass. So not just playing the major scale with this shape, but also being able to play it like this, and like this, and even step 54, 1-string scales, and eventually step 55, playing scales in multiple octaves. To nail steps 42 to 55 and complete level 5 will take you at least a year, but to really nail things like rhythm and muting and note length is a lifelong exploration. And at this stage, the key is to keep challenging yourself to move towards fresh goals. If you get stuck in your comfort zone too long, the voice of the resistance creeps back in. So if you're ready to get started, I made you a mega playlist of lessons following this order the best that I could. Just click here on the thing, and that'll take you to the next video where I'll actually teach you something useful, unlike this point in this video where I'm just going to start slapping again until you go away.